we're supposed to play against Botswana, but we hear now that match is off. I don't know if the match was on from the beginning, but that's what we were meant to believe by the normalization committee who are leading the Zimbabwe Football Association at the moment. So no national team football against any team, but the team is going to be in camp. And interim coach Baltimore Brito has called up a 24-man squad that is laced with some footballers from who are playing in South Africa, and there is only one who is based in Europe, Munashe Garanganga. So those, we'll talk about the likes of Washington Narubi. There's also Ronald Pfumbidzai, Divine Lunga, Nevatigere Knox Mtizwa, Terence Jukamanja. Those are the ones who are coming in to join the local ensemble. And what is really going on? What is the purpose now to have the players come together? And I hear it's a training camp. And we are missing a host of players who are based in Europe. What is going on?
I think if somebody is turning on the TV right now, they're watching the couch, I think they'll think we've gone back to previous Ziffa administrations where things just seemed, the abnormal became normal. There's nothing normal about this situation. There's so much back and forth. How do you announce that you're playing a country and then less than 24 hours later you say, you know what, it's been called off? In Botswana, they were saying, we don't know, we haven't heard anything. They were actually, at the time, like you highlighted, that we were announcing they were playing Botswana, they were naming their provisional squad to face Eswatini. And, you know, it baffles and it boggles the mind. And for me, it makes me lose confidence in the normalization committee because I'm like, how do you bungle this? It's of all the administrative tasks that they have, this will probably be the rudimentary one, the simpler one. Organize a friendly.
Sorry. Something just popped up. So, according to the name, Normalization Committee, they're supposed to be normalizing things.
Putting structures in place, you know, cleaning up the mess that we had. You know, everybody, we've gotten so used to blaming Felton Kamambo, Filimo Machana, all those guys.
So aren't they? I know I'm sidestepping here, but aren't they supposed to come up with committees that can run these things while they're normalizing?
Exactly.
Why are they preoccupied in trying to organize friendlies? I don't think that's their forte.
No, the reason why they're preoccupied with that is because they, even in the, it's 3 months now, they haven't actually put in place structures. One of the key mandates that they were given by FIFA when they were announced was to restructure Ziffa. And up to now, I think, in terms of the Secretariat, you know, we heard last week when they were here on the couch, they were meant to announce on Friday last week, then there was Monday, and then in some circles of the media, someone was announced, they're not there anymore. So they don't have any structures in place. The only thing that we have is an interim coach for the Warriors. We've got a coach for the Mighty Warriors and that technical team. But in terms of a secretariat, that would have helped them. That would have helped them do that. They haven't put those structures in place. So I think they are inviting a lot of unnecessary pressure. I don't think any of them was picked because they could, for example, organize a friendly with Zambia, Botswana, or whoever. I think they were put in place the right structures, and they're taking too much on board in terms of what they're supposed to do. And you know, now you're hearing stories of board member X now trying to do A, B, C, D because they don't have people in place to do those things.
Can we please have them back again?
I think we can surely try.
Because I'm sure they can explain this.
They can speak for themselves better.
But that squad, though, you're a coach. Training squad, we've got the qualifiers coming up. So I'm trying to understand, you know, the thinking with having some of the players that are there. What is the thinking? I'm not going to name names, but
name names, please.
When you look at that squad,
yeah, I think Brito is trying to come up with a whole lot of locally based players that can fit into the maybe foreign based players that are playing right now, you know, because maybe teenage Mave, Nakamba, who are not there, Tino Kadewere, who's not there. I think those guys, I think Mashi Munetsi as well. I think those guys, Brito knows these guys can fit in my team. But there are a whole lot of guys that haven't been, you know, called before. Like Ronald Fumbidze was not even initially in that team that went to the Nations Cup. And on those foreign best, Tinashe Garanganga the same. You know, Terence Tsukamanja, of course, he was part of that, but he was just coming in, you know, 10, 15 minutes into that team. But I think maybe Brito, because of the way he's now playing at SuperSport United, I think he deserved to be there. Tatenda Tawengo as well, when he went to Venda living from Cape United, he was not even part and parcel, but he was part of the under-23 side, you know, that was participating before. Then you want to bring those guys.
So,
And
okay.
for a training camp.
I hear you.
Yeah.
So they will just come into camp?
You know what? I thought, my thinking is, Howard, we did that with Wisla Grabowski before. That was, I think, in 2002. Yeah. There was a friendly, Yatakatamba Murfaro. The guys that he called up for the national team against the PSL select. Yeah. And you know what? Samson Chorua, he had to be picked from the PSL select to come and join the national team. I thought maybe they can do that, you know, especially kind of Musna international friendly. I think it's wise.
But I think from what it looks like on paper, it looks like they're just going into training. And I'm like, what are you going to, like, isn't it better off to wait and watch Terence playing for his team in South Africa?
Yeah, but like what I'm saying, Kuti, here he thinks he can have the players now since it's the international break and get familiar to those guys. Because most of them, they are just down there in South Africa.
But in training, how do you get familiar
how
with
do
them?
you get familiar?
You can, Howard, as long as you are training, Howard, for 4 or 5 days. And at least those players, if you're calling them back next month, and it's a game next month, not 1 but 2. And Pavano Zoga Vachizia.
Okay.
Could you, what is it Brito wants